Today is skill day. Got the telescope? Check. Got the smartphone? Check. If you can master these 5 skills for the next 5 minutes, you're 80% of the way towards mastering astrophotography. Let's go do it. Skill number 1, know what is in the night sky. We have a bunch of stuff going from very small to very big. Think flying rocks or small stuff. That's like asteroids, comets, meteors, meteorites. And then you can get to bigger stuff. Think the moon, then you got Earth, the other planets. Then we got the big sun, even bigger suns called stars. Those all come together in solar systems. Then we get to galaxies, which are a bunch of solar systems, and then to the universe. And there's also a whole bunch of other random stuff flying around, like black holes, antimatter, pulsars, neutron stars, quasars, magnetars. But that's all way beyond us today for $100. But for $100, we're gonna be shooting the moon, some planets, and maybe a distant star or galaxy. So we downloaded an app at the last episode called Star Walk, and that's gonna help us like point at the moon, but you can just go outside and look at it. Skill number 2, know how to use your telescope. Sounds kind of dumb, but it's true. You look in the small end, and you point the big end towards things you wanna look at. It's just like binoculars. This one isn't super fancy. Next video, we're gonna take this apart, we're gonna take it outside and show you how to actually like use this exact telescope. Skill number 3, know what to photograph. Again, we're shooting the moon. It's big, it's bright, and it's always around. If you wanna keep going in this hobby though, and shooting other objects, you probably will actually want to avoid the moon. It's so bright that for us, for $100, it's the easiest target. But when you're actually shooting things like really far away and really faint, it completely blows out the photograph because it's too bright. Skill number 4, knowing that artificial light and motion are just the enemy. We want a dark sky, primarily no city lights. That includes your neighbor's floodlight, city street lights, and cars going by. This light is actually called the Hurtles scale. It goes from a scale of 1 to 9. 1 is the absolute best, the darkest. Think remote Alaska. 9 is downtown New York City. The point here is to learn about this hobby, get dangerous. You can do this in downtown New York City if you want to. It's pretty easy because we're shooting the moon and it's super bright. And on the next episode, I'll show you how. I'm in Minneapolis and I may go out to the Minneapolis suburbs. So my scale on the Hurtle is about 5 to 7 around my house. Also, motion is our other enemy. We want the camera to be still. Therefore, we need a tripod and a remote shutter. And surprise, I intentionally picked out this telescope because it came with both. Check out the last video, we unwrapped it, and I'll show you all the parts and pieces. The other thing you can buy if you get more advanced in this hobby is you actually call it a motion tracker. And it moves the telescope very, very small increments when you're trying to shoot something over a long duration of time. So that's the other thing we can buy. We're not buying it for this hobby today. And I'll cover that in the last video when we talk about next steps and other things we want to check out. Skill number 5. Know how to use your camera. I saved this one to last because it's really gonna be the hardest. I really wanted to reel you in with the easy skills, 1 through 4, and leave the camera to the end. For us, we're doing it on a smartphone. And so what we did is we bought ProShot. It's like $5 on Apple, $6 on Android, or vice versa. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna unlock our cameras. So we're gonna open up ProShot now. I'm gonna share my screen here so you can see how this works. You're gonna need this because our default camera apps just won't cut it. All right, let's open up ProShot and walk through the settings that we're gonna start with. Flash, off. White balance, auto. ISO, 1600, or just the maximum. Shutter speed, 60 seconds. We're gonna try to set it as long as possible. Focus, auto. Bonus is gonna be turning on the grid and the image type to RAW, if possible. Not all cameras can do this depending on how old your camera and your phone is. And lastly, remember, we're gonna use that remote shutter to take the photograph. So set your camera to these settings. It's gonna be a great way to get started. Then we're gonna start to tweak the settings, our location, kind of the time we go out to get better photographs. But for now, that's where we're gonna start. You now know the 5 skills to master astrophotography. Congratulations, it wasn't that hard. Hit that like button below to see more of this out-of-the-world content, pun intended. Next video, I'm taking this gear into my backyard to try it out. And fun fact, I haven't done this yet. We'll also walk through a bunch of the lenses and the pieces that came with this guy that we still haven't talked about yet. Stay tuned.